When like uncles have your back, that's like that's like almost like mafia power, because all these uncles are like, what are you talking about? There's nothing wrong with this. And then like five like or 10 different like combination of like Arab and Desi uncles just took this guy, like he went away, he disappeared. This guy just,
No, I'm not worried at all. I rely on God, Allah.
see what I always look at is that, you know, to try to change the ideas and opinions of other people, that's the most difficult, like the ones that are most furthest removed from you. You can start with yourself, your family, your community. And that's what I feel in our community. We haven't made the path of our empowerment very easy. Like we're not thinking in that way. You know, sometimes we're non-Muslims will give you more of a voice sometimes in your own Muslim community. So for example, I remember I was giving a khutbah like around the time for elections here in Canada. So you probably remember at that time they were coming out, like the Conservative Party was talking about like coming up with this barbaric hotline, like, you know, to cultural barbaric practices hotline. Okay.
Yeah.
And they were really you know, politicizing Islamophobia, all that stuff, right? So I was at a masjid where somebody who was an observer from Elections Canada was there at that masjid, or somebody who takes part in organizing it, and he was actually a priest, like, so, and he came in his priest outfit and everything. Okay, and so he's there, and so I give my khutbah, and basically during the course of the khutbah, I mentioned, like, here, I'm not going to tell you who to vote for, but I think we all know who you shouldn't vote for, right? And it's the one that rhymes with "it cuts sharper," right? So, so I'm like, I give, you know, I just did this. That's all I mentioned in regards to like specifically, you know, any type of recommendation. I'm sitting there after the khutbah. This guy comes up to me. He's like, "Do you represent this masjid?" I'm like, no. He's a Muslim guy. So this Muslim guy comes up to me. This uncle comes up and says, "Do you represent the masjid?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "Your khutbah, does it represent the masjid?" I'm like, "No, it represents just myself." And then he said, "Well, do they know? Is everyone okay with you being against the Conservative party?" Like, he started getting upset. That little thing, like, he started getting upset with me. And subhanAllah, like, what was just, at least at that time, was really cool, I had never experienced this before, is when like uncles have your back, that's like almost like mafia power, because all these uncles are like, what are you talking about? There's nothing wrong with this. And then like about like five like or 10 different like combination of like Arab and Desi uncles just took this guy, like he went away, he disappeared. This guy I was like, okay. And subhanAllah, the guy from Elections Canada, the Christian priest, came up to me and thanked me specifically. He came there, he's like, I want to thank you for the speech that you gave. He specifically came. But the problem, I was like, why are people from our own community, like a non-Muslim guy who's from a different religion, who's also part of like organizing, like, you know, the Elections Canada voting and whatnot, came and specifically acknowledged and appreciated what I had to say, and our own people from our own community is trying to come here and make you know, give me a hard time about that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, how can we get to our own community to get them to start thinking differently about this? You know, that we need to think about politicizing ourselves, to giving ourselves that type of right. Hey, we have a voice too. We have the right to give our input in policy. We have a right to say what's culturally acceptable and what's not culturally acceptable.
Do I feel that the New York police are providing enough protection, or do I have to have protection of my own? I look for protection from Allah.